Hello, Scorpios. This is Abundant Lei 118. I'm so excited to do our Scorpio money read for this week. So I'm going to be doing, obviously, the Money Moves Oracle deck for this reading. I have the What's the Tea here, and I think I'm also going to do the Heart's Hidden Secrets deck as well. So I'm just going to grab those out for us. Okay. I got my protectionist. I got this from Jalissa's Messages on YouTube. You can grab it. She has her site listed in her description area, and you can grab it from there. And it's just an extra layer of protection, and it smells amazing as well. All right, so let me go ahead. I'm going to do 3 cards from our Money Moves Oracle deck. And then I'm going to do, from the What's Tea deck, I'm going to do 1 card. And then from the Heart's Hidden Secrets, excuse me, I'm going to do 1 card as well. So let me go ahead and get this deck shuffled. And let's see what's coming for money for us this week, Scorpio. I am so excited. Oh, that shuffle was just not. If you've ever shuffled cards before, like even just playing cards, and then like that time when you shuffle it and it's like they're right at the edge of each other, but they don't actually touch, and so it's like it kind of gave me that like feeling of like if you've seen that thing where it's like, oh, it's a strawberry, oh, it's a strawberry, oh, like that, like it's like like the effort of the shuffle just is just like really. But that is the image I just got from doing that. So can you guys believe it's almost birthday season? Like, I am so excited. I'm gonna let the last few Libras enjoy the rest of their season, of course, but it's Scorpio season this week, guys. Like, oh my gosh, the 23rd can't get here any sooner. Okay, I'm just so excited. And to all of our, obviously, Libra, Scorpio cuspers, we love you guys too. Some big changes coming in, Scorpio. I have some personal big changes happening in my personal life. So with these shifts and such, like, I feel like there is a need for us to be flexible and kind of get things clear and understood from the beginning. So if you are going through some type of transition, a financial one at that, everything's going to work out. I have a lot of faith that everything will work out financially. You might hear my doggy paw over there making noises. I feel like a card flipped, but I didn't see it. So, okay, I don't see it. All right, let me grab our 3 cards. 1, 2, and 3. Oh, yeah. Bottom of the deck, shedding. Nice. Okay. Reducing losses, elimination, and completing a new metamorphosis. Time to set higher goals. I love this, especially when I just talked about some changes coming in, Scorpio. So I think that's very much an indicator that is totally in alignment to what is happening with us at this time. Let me go ahead and shuffle the next deck. I'm just going to get all the cards out here, so we're ready to go. I like to do 3 shuffles on each deck. 3 is just a really good number for me, so sometimes I'll do a little bit more or a little bit, no, never less, but sometimes I'll do a little bit more, though. Sometimes I just feel like I need to shuffle a little bit more. I need to move the energies around more, but today 3 seems good for me. All right, so let me go ahead. 2. I like the What's the Tea deck. I've been finding, when I first got this deck, I was like super excited. And then I started doing readings with it, and the energy would come out. It was so like, I guess I should have assumed with What's the Tea, like it'd be kind of messy, but it was kind of like dark. And I was like, ooh, I don't know how I feel about this deck. But the more card shot out. The more I've started using this deck, the more I realize this deck is not good nor bad. It's more that this deck has, you know, insight. And so it's kind of like sometimes the insight or the insider information you know, it's on that toxic side of things. So we got we're gonna have two cards for this one, so I'm gonna pull that second card there. And the bottom of the deck is bankrupt. So if you're going through something like that, Scorpio, no shame, no pain. Comes with the territory, babes. Sometimes you gotta have some changes in that financial life. And sometimes you have to, you know, file for bankruptcy or things like that. And this can give yourself a fresh start. It doesn't have to be an actual bankruptcy. I'm more getting it of being like, you just needing a fresh start in your financial world. And there's nothing wrong with that. We all need it sometimes, Scorps. Like, don't judge yourself. Don't make yourself feel bad if you're going through a bankruptcy. I promise you. While, yes, I'm someone who does believe that instead of necessarily going through a bankruptcy, just kind of get on some type of plan, like a debt elimination plan, start budgeting, start doing, like, I'm big on that before I would do a bankruptcy. I have graciously not had to ever do a bankruptcy, but I have family, I have friends who've had to go bankrupt, and just because it's on your credit score for such a, I think it's like 7 to 10 years, that's one of the main reasons, because it's so much easier to just start cleaning up debt and to start building that history of showing, like, you making updated payments and things like that. Like, it's so much easier to work things out. Like 4 or 5 cards flipped. I'm not going to take that many since I kind of just want like 1 card. But I just wanted to let you guys know the card that flipped out was rejection. Okay, so it might be something that you're rejecting. That's okay. But whatever it is, Scorps, again, 2 cards shut out. So I'm going to take the 1 card that I wanted to grab. And we had 2 cards fall out together. So I'm going to put those like that. Bottom of the deck, realizations, epiphanies, understandings, awakenings. All right, so what's going on with Scorpio for our money career? So we have shedding, bankrupt, realizations. I have to say, Scorpio, let me see. Can you see all of that? Let me do some maneuvering. You guys know how I am about the decks. I like to have them on screen if I can. I don't want things kind of completely off screen. So let me move these up if I can. And I might have to just adjust this back just a wee bootle. So excuse me, lovelies. I'm just trying to adjust that. I want you guys to actually be able to see the cards. Is that better? I feel like that's better. Let's see. If I got to move it again, you guys know I will do it for you guys. I just want you guys to actually be able to see the deck. I like the transparency of being able to see the decks. That matters to me. So, okay. I think that's better. Okay, Scorpio. You guys let me know, though, and I'll start trying to figure out other things. I'm going to be moving this week across state. So it's exciting. It's new. It's this shedding, right? This shedding, things just changing. And I'm excited for it, though. Like, there's a part of me that is, like, obviously, like, oh, new adventure, you know, changes and shifts and things like that. But for me, I'm also seeing it as like a brand new beginning, a brand new opportunity. And the reason I'm bringing this up is focusing on this energy, the bottom of the deck, right? This is the stuff that's in the background that's kind of feeding the information that's laid out here, right? This is all the stuff that's in our forefront, but this is the stuff that was in the background that has built up to this point, right? So there's been some type of shedding that is occurring for you. You're letting go of things, you're releasing things, you're eliminating things, you know, snakes, amphibians, even dogs shed, right? I think a lot of times we associate it with like reptiles, but that's not the only thing that sheds. Humans shed, right? Our skin peels. Almost every living creature that has skin peels at different times of the year and other things like that. And it's just because of the environment, right? The shedding of the skin is an environmental thing. It's to help remove the old to make room for the new. And for like certain animals, it's for them to be able to morph and grow, right? So the shedding of things is a beautiful thing that that happens naturally to eliminate and remove old things from the self that will inadvertently prevent you from being able to grow and develop. So in tune to what I was just talking about, there is a shedding occurring, okay? And it's a financial shedding, okay? Sorry, I was seeing the card, and the card underneath was kind of peeking through, so I wanted to see what it was. There has been some financial stuff, Scorpio, that may have been heavy on your mind, heavy, I'm a Scorpio. I see the readings. We don't have a lot of money readings out, just because I feel like a lot of times, not that we don't watch the readings, but I think money in general is triggering for people. So a lot of people don't like to go and support the money readings as much, but I love money readings, which is why I wanted them on my channel, because I wanted to be able to give Scorpios love, general, and, money, because there's so much love. I want us to talk about the other things that are important to us. And the general is typically relating to like just what's going on in your everyday, spiritual things, anything that just needs to be talked about, right? It can be anything that comes up in that reading. But I wanted some dedicated focus on our money, because Scorpio, we are literally, our sign is the ruler of death and like financial support, insurance, banking, all of that. And you have to think our opposite sign is Taurus, also a sign that's heavy related in money. That's why we're the dualities of the two. So when there's money issues with us, right, it's a time for us to channel that inner Taurus. And I say that because everything about everything in this world works in duality. As a Scorpio, and I got confirmation from my phone, just something went off, but the duality of all zodiac signs is that when we're in our best version of ourselves, we show up as the sign that we are. But when we're struggling, we show up in the opposite of our sign. So if you're financially struggling, how are you not utilizing that beautiful Taurian energy in the right ways, right? Are you getting too stuck on things or being too selfish, right? We want to show up as a Scorpio with not necessarily being super generous, but understanding that we're the zodiac sign that's able to attract large quantities of money and then steward out that money to others. Like I said, think of banks, think of insurance, right? We are the ones who do that. We are the ones that manage that. That is our energy. So when there's financial troubles, bankruptcy, things of that nature, what do you need to shed? What is in your life that is causing you to have financial troubles? Is it overspending? Is it not budgeting properly? What are you doing that you can adjust so that you can actually attract more money back into you? Because we are good attractors of money. And a lot of it is tied to what we're passionate about and what we're driven by because of that Martian, Plutonian energy, right? It's about our power. It's about our leadership. Like, we're natural leaders, and we have both. Excuse me. We have both of the powerhouses for leadership and spirituality as our ruling planets. So we have planet leaders that are literally that. They are the people, like if you're going to go to war, you go to Mars. Mars is the one who knows how to put everything together. Think of the greatest general in history. That's Mars energy, right? And then Plutonian energy is that feminine aspect of that same type of dynamic. So it's like, but it's a more spiritual and it's like the power from within, growing in your own feminine powers. Where are you not doing that, which would lead to you needing to shed something? And then what are you not allowing yourself to see? Alarm on my phone, right? What are you not allowing yourself to see? There's things that want to be exposed to you at this time, Scorpio, and real things, big things, right? You see all these lights in the background, right? There's darkness, but there's still illumination. And if you notice the light bulb here, right, all the lights in the back are much brighter than this one. What's causing our light to be dimmed? Okay, realizing that, we're awakening to that. What has caused our light to be dimmer than the other lights around us? Because truthfully, if we're this close to the light, our light should be the brightest. But it seems like something has dimmed the light. Does the light need to be wiped? A lot of people don't even realize that, but you should be wiping off your light bulbs and your light fixtures, maybe once a week, maybe, twice a month, something like that. But just something where you're cleaning them more frequently. Why? Because lights get dim if there's dust and dirt on them. It's almost like we forget that dirt and dust won't be like, oh, it's a light, I won't touch it. No, it definitely touches it. So if you just go and wipe off your light bulbs, do you notice your light gets brighter? Because it absolutely will, right? And so that now changes things. That changes the energy, that changes the focus in your household. It just changes the mood. So where can you, maybe the light is dimming out because you need a new light bulb, right? Maybe the light bulb, and this is also, when we think of light bulbs, we think of ideas, old ideas that aren't working anymore. What can you replace them with? Do not stagnate yourself and allow your light to dim out, right? I see the other lights there as supporting lights. They're what kind of remind us. I think of it kind of like, what is it? The Christmas lights, right? How when one bulb is not working properly, it can just dim the lighting or cause like issues with the lighting for all the lights that are close by it, right? So is there someone in your circle who is causing your light to be dim? Maybe they're completely burnt out and their burnt out energy is infiltrating and affecting you, right? Start trying to find those areas, Scorpio. And if once you find it, it's not to attack the person or anything. If you can, like if you're in a better place where you can support them to brighten their light, do it. If not, what resources are available, right? Find the ways, but make sure you're first figuring out what it is that's causing your light to slowly dim. And then again, this energy here is telling us you're going to be able to shed it. Bankruptcy is also another form of shedding. It's a financial form. Now, this one is obviously a lot more dramatic in the effect that it has. Confirmation from my phone, and it's from Fetch, which is like a way to save money, or get money back. Sorry, not save money, but get money back. But where is it that, like when you file for bankruptcy, you're telling your debtors, hey, I can't afford to pay you back. I need a fresh start. They clear out most of your debt, but they don't get rid of everything. And I think some people don't know that. It doesn't get rid of everything. It can't. But there are certain things that it will get rid of. Most of it is more consumer. It won't get rid of things like student loans and stuff like that. But it will actually clear out the, more consumer-esque debt. That's credit cards, it's car payments, it's any of those types of things. It will clear those out. But it has a negative effect on your finances, right? It's going to, while it clears everything up, it tells other lenders that you have bad habits, and it stays there for about 7 to 10 years. So I am saying I would rather you find, is there other areas that you can shed in your financial world at this time, Scorpio, to, bring in extra money. Maybe even possibly could you get a secondary job or find a better paying job? And again, I'm not telling you just drop your job if you're already in a financial bind, but where can you start to build up more income in your life? Are you spending too much in certain areas and you need to just pull back, right? Can you find it, like, let's say you eat out, most of the week. Could you pack a lunch, right? Could you kind of pre-guess the things that you would like to eat? And I get it because I'm a foodie myself, right? Sometimes meal prepping is so like difficult for me because of the fact that I'm a foodie and what I want on a given day may change, right? So if I food prepped and I got this food that I need to eat, sometimes I'm like, I just do not want to eat that again, right? So I get it. I became a chef for this exact reason, so that I can learn how to portion control and make the food I want to eat when I want to eat it in smaller quantities, right? I'm not telling you go out and become a chef, guys. But what I'm saying is, where are there ways that you can, confirmation from my phone, change that dynamic for yourself where you can make it so that you can, if you have to prep food, can you instead, like, let's say if you want to do like meal prep where that way you have variety, maybe you pick out certain things that you would like to have and certain things that are like your fail safes in case something is like, I don't really want that this week, that you could then prep that. So maybe it's cutting up the fruits and vegetables and things like that, having stuff that's easier access for you to be able to grab. Give me 1 second. I have an alarm going off. 1 second, Scorpio. But things that you're able to grab that make it more convenient. That way, when you're prepping your meals, you can pick out things that you like. So maybe it's like mini pizzas or stuff like that. Just things that are quick and easy and more accessible. So give me 1 second, Scorpio. Let me just grab this thing so it doesn't go off again. Sorry about that. Had to go grab, my kids will be getting home soon. So I was putting their, like, welcome home snack, getting it out of the oven. I made the mini pizzas, which I kind of recommended the mini pizzas or stuff like that. Just so there's things that are simpler, easier for you to make. The other day, great suggestion for parents, right, who have kids. You know those bagel bite things, right? We've all seen them. It's like kids love them. I decided to order some plain bagels from my local grocery store, split the bagels in half, put tomato sauce, cheese, got all types of different fixings, had my kids pick out whatever toppings they wanted on their pizza, and I got regular sized bagels, put the mozzarella cheese, whatever my kids wanted, popped in the oven, boom. Mini pizza, mini bagel, well, not mini, but like normal size, bite, they're like bites, not bite size, but you get what I'm saying, a bagel sized pizza for them to have. My kids loved it, right? Super simple, super quick, kid friendly. I have chopped up veggies and other things. So this is what I mean. It's like find convenient ways. Confirmation for my phone. It just lit up again. Confirmation of just what things can you do to make it simple for yourself, make it convenient for yourself, but also give yourself variety so that you're not getting overwhelmed with like the food always being the exact same thing, right? How can you switch it up? Maybe you pick, okay, for this week, I'm only doing rice and potatoes, right? So then change it up. Maybe 1 or 2 days, because most times if you're making food, you have to make enough food for 1 to 2 days, right? So maybe 1 to 2 days, you're going to have roasted potatoes. Okay, great. So you know that. Now the next day, you'll switch it up and do maybe fried rice, right? So remember, there's only 7 days in a week. Can you switch it up to make it so it's more convenient? And then what are you doing in those filler days? As a mom with 2 kids, I like to have days where they have food coming in, right? I have food that I'm going to do like for these few days. And then I have a buffer day of like, okay, this is our leftovers day. You can pick whatever leftovers you want, but that's what's supper for that night. Why? So it gives myself a break. Cooking every single day can get tedious, especially when you have other tasks to do. Finding ways to make it more convenient and easy, especially with kids ranging from, I have my 6-year-old and my 10-year-old. They can easily pop something in the microwave, okay? They can easily reheat something, and that makes it just more convenient for me. It's just warming up something that's already cooked. Excuse me. So those are some of the things I wanted to highlight with this just behind the scenes information. I feel like whatever you're shedding, Scorpio, it is financial, okay? It is financial, and it's something that was dealing with like things that put you in financial binds. You're shedding that, and you're realizing how you got there. And I want you to be confident in yourself and supporting of yourself that congratulations, at least you took the time to figure it out, because it's going to be great for you going forward. Ooh. Okay. Oh my goodness, Scorps. Oh my goodness. First card out, independence, okay? Manage money yourself, independence. Sorry, my dog just ran over. He's trying to grab the card. Independence guarantees security. Don't depend on others. Scorpio. So whatever you're shedding, it's going to help you become more independent. So even if you're taking a step back, right? Maybe you have to downgrade your home. Maybe you went from like a 2-3 bedroom house to more like a 1 bedroom or a 2 bedroom home. Maybe you had a kid go to college this year or something where you needed to pull back because now you're on your own again, but in a very different way, right? I don't see it being like you're on your own and you're like isolated. I see it more of like you're building your independence back, Scorpio. And so as you're taking more of your independence, part of that is you owning what you can control and what you can't control, and not taking it personal, not making it like, oh, it's going to make, no. Everything's going to work out for you with your best interest at heart. So you need to know that, trust and believe that the support you need is here. But any part of you that feels like you have to completely rely on other people so that you can know what to do, confirmation from my phone, that's out the window now. You will be able to have everything you need show up for you financially and all other ways. And It's just by you speaking up, advocating for yourself, you're going to show people that you can do what you need to do. Our next card is public face. Okay. And it says, follow your heart, become who you want to be, earn a reputation. It's okay to be yourself. Scorpio, tell me that doesn't tie right into independence, right? As you're learning to be more independent, to depend more on yourself and not to lean so heavily on others, your self-identity comes out in a much larger way, okay? You are just showing up in a much larger way because you're now being able to speak from your own experiences and relate to people that may have never felt that they could relate to you before, just because the transparency that's coming from it. Here's why I say that, Scorpio, can't be any clearer. Transformation, okay? Change is the natural order of things. Don't be afraid of the unknown. Scorpio, the shedding we're doing is a false identity of ourselves. It's a false tie to lack. These are my money cards, and my money cards are highlighting a huge change within ourselves, Scorpio. We are changing. The world doesn't have to change for us. We're changing for ourselves. The world doesn't have to change for us. We're changing for ourselves. We're choosing to make new connections, to try new things, and to give it back to ourselves what we deserve and what we desire without having to depend on others. And when I say you don't have to depend on others, I'm not saying that you don't have support. It's the opposite. By you transforming your view of money, by you transforming and shedding and releasing any old ideals and anything that you've accepted around your financial life and your identity tied to your financial life, all of that is being broken open, okay? And it's teaching you to stand on your own feet, to move when you have to move, to make the conscious choices and decisions that you need to make and make things happen for you. It's like when you finally get in front of a mirror and you're like, this is me, this is real, this is who I am, and I love me. I love me exactly how I am. I love all parts of me. And as you start to accept yourself more and you start to share yourself more with the public, your independence is growing. Your identity in yourself is growing. And it's transforming you and it's allowing you to let go of all the false identities that have existed before. All of the things tied to who you thought you were and who you thought you should be and how that affects your money, right? It's you learning that you can do what needs to be done and you can do it quickly and effortlessly, and you truthfully, whatever needs to be done, you'll get it done. You will get it done. Always. Okay, Scorpio, you have to believe in yourself. Okay. So, tied to this bankruptcy card, so in our what's the tea section, we had two cards. So the first one that came out was no facts. Never has the facts, makes stuff up and lies. So there might have been someone around you who has been, okay, I flipped the other card. We have stalker, stalking, watching, obsessed. So there may be someone who is infatuated with you very heavily, Scorpio, that has been out there telling things about you that are not true. This person has no facts on what they're speaking on, but they're out there spreading narratives about you as if they do, right? So this person is out there saying like, oh, I know this and that was this and that, and Scorpio's going through this and that, and yeah. And they're just talking. They watch you, that's true, but everything that they think that they're absorbing from you is all things that's been made up in their own mind. Because with that energy here, this our very nicely obsessed friend here, this person watches you, but again, if they wouldn't be a stalker if they had access to you, Scorpio. Like if they had access to you, we wouldn't consider them a stalker. Because they have access. They can get close to you. They can talk to you. They can befriend you. They can do whatever they need to do. They don't have access to you, right? And also with public face here and you talking through the things that you're enduring and changing about yourself, I feel like this is something where you're going to be showing more of yourself in the future, in your financial future. So if you have like a social media challenge, maybe you're not challenge, a social media channel, or you're like a performer or something where you have to be out in public or you have to show yourself publicly to earn income. I do see whatever you've shedded and transformed, it's about to take off for you. It's going to be really, really good for you. But this person, like, it comes with the territory of you possibly having some people who become obsessed with your energy. They want to know more, but they don't have access to anything unless you give it to them. So they're building a whole theory around who you are, what you're here for, what you're doing, based off of limited information. Like, they're only pulling bits and pieces of things that they hear you say, and then they're running with it and saying, yeah, oh yeah, I know. They don't know anything. Okay, Scorpio. I'm going to move this card for just a second because underneath that card was unbothered. Okay. I saw it from the beginning. That's the one where I was saying I saw the colors popping out and was like, ooh, what's that card? Scorpio, don't put any mind into this person here with the no facts. I promise you, they truly don't know anything. So if you're speaking on maybe you went bankrupt, or you're just talking about your financial struggles and, the tips and tricks that you had to use to become more financially successful, and just talking about the different things that you've endured and experienced, and this person comes in and starts trying to, downplay your things, remain unbothered. This person knows absolutely nothing. Even if it sounds like they know something, it's more of them just regurgitating whatever they've picked up from what they've seen about you, nothing that they actually have any factual proof behind. Okay. My kids may be coming home soon. Let me check. But my kids may be coming home soon, so if they do come in, they might come in a little loud. I'm trying to get this done before they get here. But I just wanted to give you guys the heads up, just in case you start hearing sounds around my door, because once they come in, my neighbors are actually outside talking, so you may hear them as well. All right, we're going to move on to our heart's hidden secrets for some extras. Oh, Scorpio. All right, so the cards that flipped out, we have loyalty and influences. So trusting, reliability, believing, and then attachments, third parties, and peers. Okay, so I definitely see here with us, with this independence and our public face, and you're gonna build a very, like I said, if you have some type of social media or just something where other people support you and you go out in public to express yourself, you're going to be building a very, very loyal fan base. So that's why I said, don't worry about the trolls here, right? These would be more like people, the stalker, the no facts. This is more like someone who's coming in to kind of troll you because they see you growing and they benefit from trying to, deter you from doing what you love. Don't worry about them. Focus more on the people who come in with the flowers. Focus on the people who try to, talk you up or tell you how much they love what you do and how it truly affects them and how it makes them feel. I don't know what my dog was just rubbing, but and also with the dog here as well, with my dog also making noise, right? Dogs are naturally pretty like lighthearted and fun. Confirmation from my phone, right? They can sometimes be loyal to a fault. So build a genuine connection to your fans, and your supporters, and I say fans and supporters because obviously if you're on like something like TikTok or something like that, you may not have like actual fans. You would have more like supporters. But if you're like a musician or something, you may actually have like true fans of yours. So depending on where you are, right, build a real genuine connection. Like I said, you being more independent and you transforming and you allowing yourself to express more of what you've endured, it's going to change the way things are influenced, right? There are going to be people who really do start to attach to you. You're going to find that you find people in similar backgrounds as you that have that same similar drive and passion. But you also might find that there's sometimes you're included in situations where there's like more third party type of energy, just because it comes with the territory. So like you met a friend who met a friend who met a friend, and so it could very much possibly be that the third party, right? It could be a friend of a friend who's actually this person who's like this stalker, who thinks they know you because they know your friend, right? And so they might be trying to use your clout to build on that. Don't stress it out, Scorpio. If whatever happens need be, put faith in with intuition here and realizations being the second, like that card that's there. You'll know exactly who you need to be around. Okay, heart song, telepathy, inner knowing. You will know. You'll have the clarity and the understanding of who's the right people and who's not. Trust that, Scorpio. Like, don't go against it. Especially if this is, like I said, dealing with our money. We know things, and that's kind of when I go back to the beginning of the reading where I spoke to, as a Scorpio, being able to know where to put money and think of banking. Everyone doesn't always get loans, right? They look at several factors before they decide if yes, you'll be someone we'll approve to give money to or not, right. So as a Scorpio, imagine that our energy is in a bank. We're the bank teller of our energy, okay? We get to choose where we put our energy. I would prefer put your energy into things you love. Look how relaxed and at peace, confirmation from my phone, this woman is. Unbothered. She is relaxing. The water is cool and beautiful beneath her feet. She's just up there tanning and just allowing nature around her. This is where I need you to be, Scorpio. No matter of what's coming around you. And like I said, even if you are going through bankruptcy, that does not mean that you can't be out here just relaxed and at peace, right? Financial troubles are financial troubles. We all go through phases. Every single billionaire, millionaire that you will ever hear of will talk about when they lost it or some type of thing that caused them a hiccup in a financial sector that they were working through and how they were able to overcome it, right? So phases, it's a phase. This is a phase, but this is not your forever. If you're in this moment right now, Scorpio, it's a phase. It's just one time. Like I said, now if you go through with a bankruptcy, of course, it can be, something that does last a little longer, but again, it's still a phase. If you sat down and said, okay, look, this is what I have to do, right? Because if you're overwhelmed and you really just cannot, bankruptcy is an option that's there to help that, right? Like I said, it doesn't get rid of everything, but it will help at least stop the people calling you every day, which will have you stressed. It will stop all of this. And it could very well be the stalkers, could be just bill collectors, right? It doesn't have to be an actual stalker. But again, if you're having to go through some type of thing where you're making corrective actions to your financial world, Scorpio, just relax. Just relax. Just breathe in, breathe out. Trust that you know what you need to know. Pray on it if you need to pray on it. Meditate on it if you need to meditate on it. Let yourself just release, right? With our shedding card, release. Release anything old that's taxing and stressful. A bankruptcy gets rid of the old debt. That's really all you're doing is you're getting rid of the old debt and moving it around into something that's a little bit newer so that you can get ahead, right? You're still having to pay off those debts. It's just you're moving the money into something that's easier for you to be able to make the payments on, okay? So it's that same concept of you're still going to be doing the same things you would be doing. You're just changing it up and making it newer for you so that it's less stressful and you're not being harassed by people. So that's what I want you to focus on, Scorpio. Let yourself shed whatever identity doesn't fit you anymore. Let your financial identity grow and expand, right? If you've ever seen like a snake, because I keep seeing the image, so I'm going to say it. If you've ever seen a snake or even like a lizard, when they're shedding, if the shedding doesn't come all the way off, someone will come in and help pull off the pieces. Why is that? Because if it doesn't completely come off, it can lead to infections. It can cause, issues for the animal, things of that nature. So sometimes even even animals that naturally know how to do this and maybe have done it 100 times over, still sometimes need help. And that goes back to even with your being independent, right? You're building that independence. You're building your social or your public face, and you're learning and transforming within yourself. You still may have times where you're doing something that you've done so many times over. And as a Scorpio, transformation is our energy, right? We are the transformers. it doesn't mean that we don't sometimes still need help on our path to independence. We are learning, Scorpio, to be independent, to lean on just ourselves. And we are naturally a more social sign. And people don't think about that because we kind of like to isolate, but we isolate to protect our peace. But we are naturally, pretty much most of us are really good at being in social environments and knowing how to dominate the social world. So it's not for a lack of us being able to socialize and be social butterflies to a degree. It's just once we're done with that, we do need to sometimes go back in, recoup, breathe, relax, and regenerate that energy, right? But we are able to socialize. We know how to, and we're good at it when we do. So sometimes you're going to need just a little help from someone to get those pieces off, because you've done this transformation thing so many times, but maybe this particular time your shell was a little thicker, right? I'm thinking of the Phoenix energy. That's what just came in my head when I thought of the transformation, right? Maybe the shell was too thick this time. So as we're pecking on it, it's not cracking all the way. So we just need somebody to kind of poke it just a little bit so we can bust out on our own, right? That happens sometimes. And it also is something that happens with reptiles and snakes. Sometimes the egg doesn't rip fast enough. And so the breeder might have to cut it just a little bit to help the baby snake or the baby reptile get out. And it's that same energy. On your road to independence, you may need help. Allow people to help you, Scorpio. In terms of like, again, this stalking energy, like I said, it could be an actual person. It could be somebody connected to someone, this third party energy, but it also could just be, if it's financial, it could be just like I said, bill collectors or, bill collectors or debt collectors or anything like that. So if you're needing to go and do something like a bankruptcy, go ahead and do it. Don't feel judgment. Again, I'm not judging you. I was just giving suggestions that, if it's something where you feel like that's the easier way to do it, like it's just quicker and faster, but if you truly wanted to, you could sit down and just like maybe budget better, find areas where you can shed on some of those excessive spending areas and things of that nature. Do that too, Scorpio. Like find what works best for you, but realistically, whatever it is, you're going to find it. You're going to know what's your best thing to do. And just do that. You don't need to argue. You don't need to stress. Remember, just stay unbothered. Stay completely unbothered, Scorpio. Let yourself just enjoy and embrace and just keep pushing, keep moving. And we're going to do awesome. Okay? I hope you guys are so excited. I'm probably going to come back and do another reading this week. I do have plans to go see Usher this weekend. So I'm hoping to try to get a reading done while I'm out there for that bit and just get the Scorpio love reading done in Scorpio season. So be on the lookout. I was gonna say outlook, Lord. Be on the lookout for that. And I am just so happy to be here, guys and girls. Okay. Have a blessed, wonderful, fabulous Monday, Scorpios. And I will talk to you again the next time. Be blessed and be a blessing. Mwah! Bye.